Hello, good morning. Oops, 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 oops. Hold on. Let me get that back. Oh, whew. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am struggling this morning, but I have to be consistent. So I said I got to go live, but I won't come on camera, but I'm struggling. Thank you so much for your encouragement yesterday and your tips, Christy. I really appreciate that. And thank you for joining me this morning. I stayed online with your mom for a while. Very, very inspiring. Glad to have met you ladies last night. We're going to talk about investments, a little fun facts today. No mess, no mess, no mess. I know you probably working, so you're in the skybox listening. But there's no mess this morning. I don't have time for mess this morning. I got to get this money. So we'll wait for a few others to join us. So if you're in the skybox, good morning, Teach. If you're in the skybox looking for messes, no mess this morning. This is all about chasing the dollar. Not chasing the dollar, because the dollar will hit us if we do the right thing, but going to get the dollar and being vigilant about it. Thank you. I really enjoyed that. So, I will talk to you, teach and learn, and see if we can get some more people over there, invite some more people. I'll talk to you behind the scene. But come on down. Everybody just come on down. There's no mess. Everybody is probably so tired from running those YouTube streets full of mess, full of beef, full of mess. I'm not doing it this morning. So this is just going to be a short live, but I wanted to make sure I stay consistent and keep my word to try to come on every day, at least try to come every day. It may not work. It depends. What God will allow me to do, I will do. So we'll wait for a few more people to come in. If not, we go get started anyway, because I do believe whoever the message is for, they're here to receive it. Don't have to be a boatload of people. Just whoever the message is for, they're going to be here to receive it. I'm late just having my coffee. So let's get ready to get started. Let's get started so we could get out of here. Let's get started. Good morning. Thank you to those who are joining me. Please hit the like button. That like button helps you get into the algorithm. Give me a minute while I step away and plug my computer in so it won't go dead on me. I want to send up a couple of prayers to a couple of people, to those you know who you are, who basically request prayer. So we are standing in the gap for you, praying for you. When one or more are joined, God is in the midst. So we are praying for you for whatever your desire is. If it's healing, if it's finance, if it's shelter, if it's a vehicle, whatever it is, we're standing in the gap. Now let's talk about this. I want to talk about investments. I've been on this investment thing, and then I continued my conversation with a dear friend of mine's Teach last night. We was just talking about how serious investments are, and we are trying to create generational wealth for our joint heirs, which are our children and our grandchildren. And then it'll be their children. That's how wealth is developed. It becomes generational. So I'm really trying to work on that. Listen, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only giving you advice, or I'm only telling you about my experience, what I'm researching, what's working for me, and what I believe will work for you. So when we talk about the advancement, I talk about blockchain because blockchain, just like cryptocurrency, they explained it. Blockchain is here's the analogy, is the motor in the car. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super sticker. It's the motor in the car. So we know your car can't run without a motor. So blockchain is the technology that is driving the Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrency. And we know cryptocurrency is big. And yes, it took a big surge because we see what's happening. And the more we move away from currency, there's going to be a cashless society, the closer we get to cryptocurrency. And so that's what the blockchain is about. Thank you, Benj. Good morning, my beautiful Benj. That's what the blockchain is about. And so I asked y'all last week, I said, hey, listen, I want to make sure that we all are on board. Good morning, Sephora C. We all on board to become millionaires. And then someone said to me the other day, I said, oh yeah, I'm on the verge of being a millionaire. They said, Mz.Teavalocity, you're already a millionaire, because a millionaire is a mindset. But as one lady reminded me last night, is we can ask God for something and we could get ready to receive it, but we have to do the work. And I always say we have to position ourselves to receive whatever blessings we're looking for. If we don't position ourselves, then most likely we won't be ready for the blessing. And God knows that. So when I say that, I'm saying that to say this. I can come here and tell you about these investments, the blockchains, the Bitcoins, the whatever investments I decide to tell you about, but you have to do the work. You have to research it just like I have to research it. I have to get in here and research it and understand. I have to understand in what I'm doing and what I want as a result from what I'm doing. And what I want as a result is to become a millionaire. Now, I can go a step further and say I want to be a billionaire. But right now, the goal is, which I know is obtainable, is to become a millionaire. And how am I doing that? I'm researching the investments to make. See, you know that saying, they born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Well, what they mean by that is a lot of people are fortunate. People of other ethnic groups, I'll say, are fortunate because their parents made sure that they wouldn't have to suffer financially. So they put things in place to make sure that when they was born, that they would be wealthy. And that's born with the silver spoon in your mouth because they put things in place. And that's what we need to do. We have to put things in place for our children and grandchildren to be the heirs that they were promised to be. We have to start now. It's not too late. I'm 58. I said, damn, I wish I would have known a lot of this stuff when I was younger. But one thing I did say, and I think I told y'all before, that my husband, when we first got married and had our children, he used to buy bonds. He bought bonds every time he got paid. He brought bonds. I didn't understand it, but he was the finance person. He understood it. He had studied it. He had researched it. He had learned it. And he wanted to make sure that my children, when they grew up, he would be able to give them something. So what did he do? He brought bonds every payday for each of our children, and it was 2 at the time, and now it's 3. But he brought bonds for them, and he used to put them in a shoebox. So a $50 bond for years, he had saved each payday twice a month. Can you imagine what gift that those kids had waiting for them to help them at least jumpstart their adulthood? A car, maybe a down payment on a house, whatever they desire, but he jump started them. And that's what we have to do. So we was looking at blockchains, and I was saying, oh, please make sure you guys try to research AMD, that little microprocessor CPU chip that's going to be a big hit in a few years. It takes patience. See, remember I told you they are now 40, 38, and then 30. So that means if he saved bonds and one of them is 40 years old and he gave that 40-year-old her shoebox is full of bonds, she's doing okay. She's doing okay. She's getting a jump start. So we can start now with our children or your grandchildren. It's never too late. Even though I'm just getting the hint of it, the hang of it, people already know about it. So it's important that we really try to take this information and utilize it. We don't want to be poor. I've heard plenty of stories. I know some of my stories. Some are not as bad as others, but people have experience, so they know what it is to be poor, to be without, to be lack. That's not God's promise to us, though. But he will take us through it. But that wasn't his promise. He said we are joint heirs. So that's what I want to stick on, the joint heirs. So how do I make sure that I'm a joint heir, or my grandchildren and children are joint heirs? So my thing is, I'm going to start to invest in my grandchildren. I'm not going to always buy them that PS5 or that 2K. I don't know those games, that Roblox, that whatever games that I'm going to buy them the chips that belong in those games, because those games are everlasting. Computers are everlasting. Technology is everlasting. So I'm not going to buy them the game. I'm going to buy them the investment, the chip that belongs in that game. Because as it flourishes, so will their money. So I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and they were telling me a little information about how their parents and grandparents, their parents, had got a hold to some information, utilized it, and started saving for them. And now they see the fruits of their grandparents' investment labor, or their parents' investment labor. So that's what we want to do. So with that being said, I wanted to go over a couple of blockchain investments. Some of them right now are high because they already been out. They were already introduced in the 18, 19, 2000, 18, 19, 20, and now these are the 2021 hot stocks, hot investments. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's your job to go and ask somebody a little more, because I can't answer every questions. I'm just learning myself. So the first one was NVIDIA. Now that's a blockchain, right? So you guys will be familiar with PayPal and Square and MasterCard. Those are blockchains. So those are investments. Right now, NVIDIA took off, I think, in 2018. And listen, these stocks start at sometime $2 and $3. I'm not sure what they opened at because I didn't research it, but they start that cheap when you don't even know about it. So if you get them at $3 and you brought NVIDIA, say for NVIDIA came out and it was $10, and you bought 100 shares, right? You brought 100 shares. That's $1,000. 10 times, yeah, I think $1,000. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. My math ain't that good right now. But anywho, here's the gist of it. It's $525. Now, you only bought it for $10. That is way past 100% of your return and your markup. That's what I'm getting at. So if you catch some of these blockchains, and I'm going to give you a couple of them that's under $50, and you go research what blockchains are under $50, and you get in now, then years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you're going to be sitting pretty, because they're predicted to surge. And remember, shares and stock take time to grow. You have to do it for the long haul, unless you're doing a stock option. Remember, those are two different things: buying stocks and buying stocks options. Stock options is contractual. Benj put it up here the other day. It's contractual. It's like a lease. I'm paying this for this amount of time, and when my lease is up, I can either purchase it or I can give it back. That's a lease. So that's like an option. So that's a time period. Stock is for the long haul. And when your children are little, like my grandson, he's 1 year old. Praise God, he just turned 1. So if I get him a couple of shares now, when he turned 18, he'll be sitting real nice. He'll be looking real good if that stock hits. So that's long term. He's 1, that's 18 years. 10 to 20 years, you really see your true profit in some of these investments if you just leave them, if you can afford to leave them. So let's talk about that. So Nvidia is a blockchain and it's $525.94. It surged. It wasn't like that. It didn't start out like that. Again, I didn't do the research to see what the IPO, what was the opening to the public amount. Square is $234.95 today. It didn't start out like that. Remember, they didn't start out like that. And this is just a couple of years that they in. But Square has 70 million users use Square. So you know that's going to double or triple in the years to come. So you need to see how well that stock is going to do and what's the prediction of the rise or the fall of that stock. That's research you need to do. But it's $234. Everybody can't buy it at $234. Everyone can't buy Nvidia at $525, but they could have brought them at $50. A lot of us could have brought it at $50 because if you drink coffee and you buy Starbucks, then you know Starbucks costs what, $5 a day. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 4 is $100. You could have brought one share if you decided to make coffee at home and not stop at Starbucks or not eat lunch out. You have to see what sacrifice you're gonna make to invest in your future so you could become the millionaire. That's just a fact. Okay, so DocuSign. Now we know DocuSign. You go, DocuSign. But remember, everything is basically going to technology, a computer. We're able to sign documents on it. We're able to see our medical records on it. We're able to make deals. We're able to do a whole lot on the computer. So DocuSign is blockchain. It's at $254.28. That's predicted to rise. And you know why? Because we will continue as we grow more and more towards technology. We will continue to sign documents online, to look at documents online. So that's where that comes in play. Then I looked at the CME group. I don't really know what that is. I didn't research too much, but it's 192.95 today. That's blockchain. And good old PayPal. PayPal and Square is killing it. Why? Because a lot of us are, remember, we going cashless. We don't really carry cash, but we got PayPal, Zelles. Oh, that's one I need to look up too. Zelles. Okay, we go on PayPal, Zelles, and Square. So think about technology. Think about the future with technology and why these blockchains are the catalyst of the car that you drive as being the motor. Why is it the catalyst? Because remember, the car can't go anywhere if your motor is not, if you don't have your motor intact. If it's broken, if you have problems with it, your car is not going to go anywhere. That's the simplest analogy. It's the motor of your car. It's the catalyst of all these blockchain, all these cryptocurrencies, and all this technology. These are the motors. In other words, you know. So Monty came on here and told me yesterday, she said, Miss T, Riot really went high. Riot took a big jump. So Riot is another blockchain. Again, you have to look for yourself. And Riot is simply real cheap, $25.75. That's how much Riot is right now. So those are stocks that's predicted to have a strong buy and a surge in the future. That's only $25. Monty said also when she was on here, she said, Miss T, she said, Mama T, she called me. She said, I take money out my paycheck and put it towards the stocks that I want to purchase. And we talked about fractions. 4/4 equal $1. That's in hold in anything. 4/4 equal one hold in any way you look at it mathematically. So you can do that. The AMD chip is $90.73. Remember, that chip is predicted to soar as well. Intel is 59.32. Now, Intel and AMD, those are micro devices for microprocessing and a lot of data and all this stuff on computers and stuff in these games, the graphic designs and all that. So, and remember, they artificial intelligence, and that's what we work towards. We're working towards more and more artificial intelligence, and that's all that is. So, Intel right now is $59.32, but it's predicted to surge because it's part of Apple. Some of you will know about the Apple product. A lot of people have Apple product. I don't, but I bet you I need to start getting at least stock in it. But Intel is part of Apple, so you know it's predicted to surge. So it's supposed to rebound in a big, big way. I did research that, but right now it's cheap, $59.32. Who can't get 2 or 3 shares of those? If you have $400 or $500 laying around, $500, buy you 5 shares. It's $59 now. When they predict big surges, they mean it could go well into the 500s or above. Just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't start out at $41,000 a share. It sure didn't start out that way. So those are a couple of blockchains that I'm looking at. And then I went to Warren Buffett. So I said, let me see, he has one hell of a portfolio. He's a billionaire. And he didn't get to be a billionaire by being stupid and not studying investments, because that's what he do. Berkshire Hathaway is his business name. And he owns a lot of the products that we use. But his portfolio is tough. But 49.1% of his portfolio is Apple. What does that tell you? Y'all know who Warren Buffett is, right? The billionaire Warren Buffett, the investor. So 49.1% of his portfolio is Apple. So when I saw that, I said, damn, Apple. So he got in there early. See, because they know all the secrets. We have to learn the secrets. So we have to make sure that we seek out people who know what they're doing when it comes to investment, so we can learn the secrets. So we could hook up with them and they tell us, say, hey, listen, get in there. You got $1,000? Go buy 100 shares of that, 10 shares of that, 1,000, whatever. Go get it. Go get it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big hit. We all know. So we have to find people. So we have to go outside the box. And we don't go outside the box enough. We stay in a little box because we're afraid that we don't have the money, or we can't sit at the table with these people because we're not at that level. A lot of times these very people that we talk about that have it all, or we think have it all, they once too were little like us in many cases. So somebody had to tell them what to do. So don't be afraid to approach someone. I told you, go to a financial investor or advisor in the bank, or if you have a full 1K, a full 3K, or whatever they call, whatever one you have an investment in with your job, or if you're just doing an IRA on your own, any of those things, go to an advisor and ask them. And go to them again if you don't understand. And keep going to them. Because if your money is in that institution, you're paying their salary. They work for you. So why not utilize them? Why not make them do their jobs? Don't just pay them to be paying them. Pay them to do their jobs. So, Angela, I don't know if you have contacted anyone, but please, sweetheart, try to contact a financial advisor because I know you were very interested in it. You and I believe it was Taylor. You guys seek out a financial investor. If you invested in a 401k or with your jobbers, you go and ask them to lead you to the right person. But I was talking about Warren Buffett. So I looked at Warren Buffett's top 5 investments. And I told you the name is Berkshire Hathaway. That's the name. That's his investment name. We call him Warren Buffett, but that's his company's name. His top 5, the number 1 was Apple. So if you in with Apple, you gonna do real damn good. Or you did good if you got in with Apple. Now, here's the other one. And the other one is the craziest thing because my coworker, him and another coworker, they do stock option. And I told you about the young girl, she about 27 maybe. The young girl who had learned how to do stock options, and she did an option for, I think she said $150, 200, and she woke up the next day and it was worth $9,000. She withdrew the money, she put it in the bank, and then she continued to work with the money she had started out with, the 150 or two, and she did another stock option. But she was learning. She didn't know exactly, but she took a chance, and that's it. She took a chance with $150. I think she said she invested or two, and she woke up and it was $9,000. It had hit. That was a good return for her. That was more than 100% return. More than. So if that's something you interested in, stock options, go find somebody to explain. You may have $200, $100. I started out with Robinhood with $100. And the craziest thing is she wasn't around because I put the money in there so she could teach me how to do a stock option, and I was going to invest it in the stock option. She wasn't around, but what I did was I bought into stock. So mine's is long term. But again, she did that. Young girl woke up the next day and she said it was worth 9,000 something, but she watches it. She had been watching it. And I guess when it hit, because I guess each dollar, I don't understand. Each dollar represents 100. So that's what it was. Each dollar represented $100 with an option. And so she hit big. And so she was very happy. And like I said, she withdrew the money. And she had been telling my friend, my other coworker, not friend, a coworker, for him to do it. He was waiting and waiting and waiting. And what happened is he lost because he didn't cash out. So it went back to his original amount. No, I think he might have gained like $300, but he could have gained like 700 and something, and he had to walk away with the 3 because he didn't end his contract. Okay, so he lost. So when I say about Warren Buffett, he had top 5 investors, and one of them was Bank of America. And my coworker and I, he was buying Bank of America, and I think Bank of America then was like $12, $13, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a contract with Bank of America. So he bought Bank of America. Now, Warren Buffett predicted Bank of America, so that's in one of his portfolios. Bank of America, this is his top 5 investments. What he invested in was Apple, Bank of America, Coca-Cola, and remind me to come back to Coca-Cola, and America Express. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. America Express. That's only 4. I must have left one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. American Express. So those was his top 5 investments for 2020. So Warren Buffett, I say, is a billionaire. So I would kind of listen to him, and I would go probably research those. If you're not invested in them, if you can afford to invest in them, you might, if you're doing long term, you might want to take a look at that. Now, the AMD stock, The AMD is what I was, okay, that's the advanced microchip. That's the one I was device. That's what I was talking about. Angela, is predicted to hit, but it's predicted for the long run, like, because right now Intel, which is a part of Apple, is holding. And like I say, you have to research, is holding against AMD. So because Intel is still doing okay, because it's in the Apple devices, AMD is a little stagnant. But remember, the market is up and down, up and down. It fluctuates. So even if it's down today, tomorrow it could take a big hit. Tomorrow it could take a big hit and it could be down. But the next day it may take a surge and it rises. So that's fluctuate. Stocks fluctuate. That's why you have to look at them for long term. I heard the earn your leisure guys saying that when you really see profit in these stocks that you invest in, you see them within 10 to 20 years. That's when you'll see your major profit. Now, before that, you could see profit and you could sell and you could get out. But when they look at it 10 to 20 years, long term. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Don't get weary, right? I told you I invested in this company, and it was the not the alternative, it was the competitor of Bitcoin. I believe it was the competitor of Bitcoin. Not doing well at all. I took money out, invested in, it's not doing great. It's up and down, up and down. But because it's a company in China that deals with electric cars, and normally the United States, again, we in debt to China, so we have something going on with China, so we buy from China, to be honest with you. But at that point, they were getting to 45. He mucked it up for a lot of, relationships with foreign countries. So that stock's not here right now. Now, let me look at it in 10 years, if God willing, and I'm here. I look at it in 10 years, it may hit big. It may hit big, but now it's not doing that well. And when I first got a hold to it, it was predicted to do quite well. But that man messed up the relationship with China and didn't want us to do business with China. And so he mucked it up for me and some other investors, but I'm going to leave it right there. So everything is not a big hit. These are things I'm telling you to research, and the reason why I'm telling you to research and invest in them, because they will hit. They're predicted to hit. These experts, Warren Buffett is an expert. He's predicting them. He's not going to put his money where he's not going to win. Even though he had millions to lose, he's still not going to put his money on something that's not a sure bet, because that's how he became a billionaire, by knowing sure bets. Somebody have a question. Okay. I have a question. Should I buy one share of Tesla? If you can afford Tesla, yep. You getting into Sephora, it's pretty high though. I wish you would have gotten in a little earlier, but if you could do it, yeah, Tesla is still hitting. Yep. I again ask a financial advisor and an expert, an investment expert. I'm not one, but Tesla is good. Tesla is something like Bitcoin. You see them up one day. Let me look at Robinhood right quick. You see them up one day, the next day you see it kind of down, but it's predicted to surge. And you gotta listen, you gotta look at the people behind this. Elon Musk. He's not just in Tesla cars. He's in a lot of technology and other stuff, Elon Musk. So you got to remember that it's not just Tesla as being a Tesla in the car, it's other components to it. And they're hitting. And that's what it is. So let's look at Tesla. Tesla is 844.61 right now. So it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. If you can afford it and you want to take a shot at it, take a shot at it. I don't know. I can't say yeah or nay because that's a high price, and I wouldn't want you to say Miss T told me to buy it, and I went and bought it and I lost. But Tesla, I don't see Tesla losing. Sephora, I don't see that. Okay. I don't see them losing. Good morning, exclusively me. Thank you for joining me. Now I'm gonna tell you one that that Warren Buffett predicted, and I'm so mad right now. Bank of America, y'all. Bank of America is $32.92 right now. That's what it's trading at right now. But remember, this is just the beginning. This is the opening of the market, 10 o'clock light. But now the reason why I think I'm going to go ahead and look at Bank of America before Bank of America a couple of months was like $15 or $20. It was really in the orange, $15 or $20, and I didn't buy it. And now that Warren Buffett said it, like they said, Bank of America is one of the strongest financial institute. Even through all this, Bank of America was still the leading bank and maintained. So when they sent in their quarter reports, they did well when some banks didn't do too well. So when he said Bank of America, I said, God dang it. Me and that guy was talking. My coworker was talking about Bank of America, and he said he was going to buy Bank of America. And I said, nah, I ain't buying it. But so that's why Bank of America predicted, because I think it will be one of the strongest financial institute lasting for years to come. And that's why Warren Buffett probably put his little money in that. Coca-Cola. Somebody said we sleep on Coca-Cola. But this, I heard this from somewhere. It could have been one of the lives I was looking at with, my guys, or Wall Street Trapper, one of them. It must have been. But they said Coca-Cola. Now, Warren Buffett, and I'm going to get Coca-Cola right quick. So hold on, y'all. I just want to see something right. Coca-Cola stock. Hold on. Okay, $48.64. That's not bad. $48.64. That's not bad. Still cheap enough to get into. If Warren Buffett said it, I somewhat believe it. I'm telling you, even though he had millions to lose, I don't think he got to be a billionaire by losing when he invests. Okay. So he said Coca-Cola. Someone said the Monster drink. They said that Monster drink, I believe Monster is part of Coca-Cola and not Pepsi. They said that Monster drink stock was going to surge. Now, why do you think that is? Isn't that an energy drink? Probably because so many people are going to need energy drinks in the next couple of years. I don't know why, or I don't know the other products that Coca-Cola produce or Monster have, but they just said that Monster stock will be a good stock to invest in. And then Warren Buffett, he has it right here, Coca-Cola. Now, American Express, I don't know nothing about that, so I can't even elaborate on that. Let me take a look at some of these comments, and then we'll continue. Good morning, Shadea, exclusively me. Thank you. Sephora C. Maybe we might get Tesla phones is an investment, but remember, you're getting the phone, and I get that, but you need to make sure you stay abreast of the components that operate that phone. That's the big ticket. What components are in there that operate the Tesla phone? I don't know much about that. But Ms. T, how do you feel about Robinhood being a third party or can sell their app at any time? What made you comfortable with Robinhood? Not that I'm too comfortable with Robinhood. I look at it as being an easy app, and yes, they can sell their app at any time. Webull could sell their app. Anyone is capable of selling their app. This is what I say. I was comfortable with it. It was easy for me to use, and that's why I used it. Now, I'm not too into whether they'll sell an app or not, but like I said, those are just apps we using. Just apps. You have the ability to walk into any financial institution that you bank at and ask for a financial advisor. See, we don't have to use that app. You walk into Bank of America, Wells Fargo, any other bank, and say, hey, I want to speak to the advisement, a financial advisor, I'm sorry, or an investment advisor. And those people are there. So if you don't feel good about using the app, Shadia, then yeah, go straight to the investor and tell them. And listen, I called Fidelity a couple of months ago, and I asked Fidelity to move my money for me, and they walked me through it. I didn't know what I was doing. Some of that stuff is foreign, and I didn't want to make a mistake with money. So I asked him, I said, can you help me? He said, sure. He said, are you at your computer? I said, yes, I am. He said, pull up this, pull up that, see to your money here, go over there, pick this stock, put that amount of money. This is what shares you own, and da da da. See you later. Basically, what I'm saying is he helped me. It was that simple, and I walked away and left. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Sephora, see, I brought one also. Buy whatever you could buy, but let me tell you something. When it comes to the blockchain, what we're talking about, and what I was talking about, go and look. There's several blockchains. You just have to research them, and you have to ask somebody about them, and they'll tell you the prediction of whether the stock will fall, the amount that is going to go to, what they predict the highest that stock will be to the lowest if it doesn't do well. So go do your research, but go look at stocks, blockchain stocks under $50, under $10, under $3. What the hell? What is $3? If you get a stock for $3 and you buy a couple of shares and you lose 20, $30, what the hell is that? That's nothing. Nothing compared to if you win. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. See that, Sephora? Great, great. I told you, let me tell you, Sephora talking about she was going to buy a 3K bag. Now, I told y'all, I haven't been in the workforce where I have to wear nice clothes. I wear scrubs, and sometimes I wear my clothes depending on what I'm going to do that day at work. But anywho, I have nice, expensive bags sitting on my shelf. Shoes I paid a lot of money for, sitting on my shelf. I have groceries in my cabinets that I haven't used. You have to rotate them. Eventually you throw them away or you give them away. That's money for investment. Now, if you think a $3,000 bag is going to do you and make you feel the way you need to feel, Sephora, you do what makes you feel good. But personally, I wish that I could sell a lot of this stuff in my closet. I really do. I told you, my husband brought me a Movado watch. For what? And if you lying, I'll flip on the camera and show you. Brand new, still in the thing, inside of a Brahmin bag. Still in the bag. I swear, I'm telling the truth. That's wasted money. And I asked them, please don't buy me expensive gift. But he thinks I deserve it. But I don't want it. I really didn't want it. But that's the gift that it is inside of a bag. What a waste of money. What a waste of money. So if you think you could take your $3,000, Sephora C, and invest in some of these stocks, that would be my advice to you. If you think carrying a Birkin bag or whatever bag that costs 3K make you feel better and you invest in that, then invest in that. My advice would be to take that 3K and put it in into the maker of that bag, in the stock of the maker of that bag, or invest in something else. That's just my advice. This is good stuff. Just made a move while listening. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I was going to invest stock with Fidelity. Yeah, I called them. I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I have this hunch to buy this stock. And so can you help me? And they said, sure. And they walked me through it on my computer. Mm-hmm. Yep. You know what? I had bought a Coach bag, and my sister Queen Diva. She had never had a Coach bag, and I brought this Coach bag, and it cost me what? I think like $4.50, something like that. It was a nice size bag, right? Sharp bag. I get the bag, and I was like, this bag too damn big. I don't carry big bags like this, you know. I said, oh, I don't even like this bag. So I was talking to my sister Queen Diva, and she always say, oh, you always buying those name brand bags and stuff. Oh, I never bought a bag like that. I took my sister the bag and gave it to her. I didn't even like the bag. I liked the bag, but it was too big. I think I carried it twice, you guys. And I said, oh, I don't even like the bag. I paid $450 for that damn Coach bag. And it was a nice size one, a sharp, what I call sharp is a nice bag, you know. It was a sharp bag. I gave it to Queen Diva. I said, here, you never had a designer bag. Here you go. Gave my sister one that I was like, oh, I don't even care for it. Gave it to her. She had never had one. It's just like a waste of money to me because because of my job, I used to make sure that I stayed nice and fancy. Now I'm at the point where I don't care. I'm hungry for investments. I'm not hungry on my physical makeup as far as looking good all the time because it doesn't bother me because I have had it. So it doesn't bother me now. But I was saying that to say, if you feel like investing in a 3K bag that you go get tired, and let me just ask you this, Sephora C. Why are you investing in a bag? What do you like about that bag? Is it the status just carrying that bag or just because you can? That's just a question I ask you before you go out and buy it. Why do I want to buy this bag? Is it because it's a name brand? And I'm just assuming it's Sephora. I'm not shooting you down, baby. You know I love you. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm just saying those are questions we have to start asking ourselves. Why do I want this Birkin bag? Oh, because everybody that has a Birkin bag, they got a little money. It make you look like you got a little status. The celebrities have it, or just because I like the make of the bag. Now, I buy designer bags, or I used to, because the quality. And if anything went wrong with them, I could send them back. And because I could afford to look and dress like that, I did. But will I do it again now, right now? Absolutely not. I wouldn't invest in that. Mm-hmm. Yep, Sephora C, you could go to some good secondhand consignment stores and give them your purse, or you could buy some nice name brand designers purse for cheap right from the consignment store. Especially if I don't know what area you live in. If you go in those folks area, when they get tired of the bags or the fur coats or the red bottoms, they take them right to the consignment shop. And if you're lucky, you could go right to the consignment shop and pick you up a nice bag. Right. Facts, Sephora C, but then you think high end bags never goes out of style, so I figure my daughter can have them. Yeah. Hey, listen. Always ask yourself, why am I buying this? Why am I spending all this money to purchase this? And you know what, Sephora C? You think about that too. Where am I going? I can't even wear all these nice fancy clothes. So is money and investments. I've invested my money in somebody else's business, and they getting rich off of us when we should be the name behind that brand or whatever. Or we should have a piece of Nike. We should own some of Nike. Not just wear Nikes. We should own some of Nike stock. We should own some of Jordan stock. We should own some of Bank of America where we bank at stock. We should own some of Scott's toilet paper. We should own some of that stuff, not just use it. Dr. Cat made a good point. She looked around her house and she said, I should be owning some of this stuff. It's not as hard as what we think. We just need to learn the game to play the game. We just ignorant to the game. So we can't play it. So we lose. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. So let's see. I'm trying to buy. Okay, I saw that. Da-da-da. Oh, that's sweet. Sisterly love. I wouldn't give my sister nothing. Oh, I did. Diva is my best friend. She's my best friend. And she'll tell you the story. And I think when I went to her house the last time, I saw the bag hanging on the door. I was like, damn, I wonder if she even uses the bag. If not, she needs to take it to a consignment shop because it's a very nice Coach bag. Yes, yes, yes. Now, like that, Sephora. See, yes. Now, Sephora, see, I am claiming another job. And in this other job, I would have to look the part. So maybe these clothes aren't wasted. Maybe these bags aren't wasted. Maybe my bravado isn't wasted. But I have to look the part. And unfortunately, people do look at your physical makeup and your clothes and bags and cars. That's just it. It spells money to some people, but we know better. So I get where you're going with that. I like makeup bags, not matter if it's a designer or not. Well, my last little purse I brought was my backpack was right out of Walmart or either Burlington, one of those. I'm just not like that anymore. And the brand I like is Burberry. Oh yeah, well do what you Sephora see. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. If you got money like that, suspend it. But ask yourself, why am I investing this much into a pair of red bottom shoes? How many times am I going to wear these red bottom shoes? So it's what makes you happy. People are at live to spend their money their way and what makes them happy. But when we just take a different perspective of money matters and we look at it, I'm looking at it in the more of the investment. We have to invest. We have to. That's just a fact. Okay, no place to wear right now. I know. I throw on leggings, mad dash in and out of Walmart and back home. You sound like me, girl. I throw on my little moo-moo. Sometimes, other than going to work, I throw on my moo-moo or some little jeans or some anything and get to the store and get back. There's nowhere to go right now. You can't even go out dancing, dining, or having a good time. Oh no. Yep. Yep. Good one. When people look at me, I need them to know I'm not cheap broad. So when they talk to me, they better say something with significance. Okay. Okay. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have money. True. True. Right. Right. So, but anyhow, that's what we was doing. So I want you to do a little assignment and we could come back here. And you guys, I'm going to try to set up a Google Meet in place or Zoom so we can meet and so we could put our heads together about this investment thing. And I want everyone to do their own due diligence and research. I'm not going to be the only one doing it, bringing it to you. I want you to bring something to me. Bring something to me. Okay? So I want you to research 10 penny stocks. And I just want you to go and grab 10 penny stocks, write them down. We'll come back and talk to them. Grab 10 stocks under $50 that in reference to technology or cryptocurrency. Okay. I want us to do that. And I want us to study a little more about stock options. Stock options. If somebody could help me out with that, I'd like for you to do that. Okay. So 10 penny stock, 10 stocks under $50 that has to do with blockchain, some type of technology. That's what I'm asking you. Blockchain technology. Make sure you do your homework and know what blockchain is. Don't take my word for it. Go study for yourself. 10 stocks under 50 in relationship to blockchain. I want you to look more into Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA. Those are artificial intelligence stocks, which we know as Microsoft. Microsoft is one of them, but we know as CPU processors, graphics design, gaming design. Look at those and come back and let's talk about those. So you have our assignment is 10 blockchain stocks under $50, 5 penny stocks. Just grab some penny stocks and we'll talk about penny stocks. And then what was the third assignment? Look at the stocks that we talked about and give me some information about stocks and how to do stock options. I want to know how to do stock options, you guys. I want all of us to somehow save $100, $100 to $200. Some people may not have to save it and some may have to save it. Take those and look and take that and let's see what a stock option will do for us. And how can we buy a stock option and let's see that work. But we have to understand what we're buying first. So help me do that. I'm not going to do all the work. Please help me do the work. I'm not doing it all myself. Okay? So any questions? If not, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. We almost at an hour. Again, you sent me a link yesterday. Yep, I got it, baby, for Forex. I'm going to look into it. Yesterday I worked and I was busy. I've been hiding from my coworkers sometimes because getting dressed is a lot of effort. I don't understand how people back in the day got up and dressed every day. You know, I don't know. Tamar 305, you all need to look inside your Cash App to find stocks you can invest through your Cash App with as little as $1. Thank you, Tamar 305, because Monty was telling us that. So Tamar, maybe you could help us. Come back next time and help us because we all trying to learn together. I told you I'm not a financial advisor or expert. I'm not an investment advisor or expert. I'm telling you what I learned and why I believe in it. Because we all know we moving towards technology. We in the technology world. This world is technology. This world is artificial intelligence. That's just a fact. We know we're moving away and we're becoming a cashless society. So we need to invest in the catalyst of the currency that they're going to use, the cryptocurrency. So these are the catalysts of those cryptocurrencies. So we need to look into that. But okay, you need to look inside your. Thank you so much. We go. I saw something on IG. It said of you save $28 a day in 365 you worth of. Yep, $28 a day. Yep. So we could do this. You know. I have a budget book. Every year I get a budget book. And I told you because I want to make sure that I can maintain my good credit. I list all my bills, how much credit I have available, how much I have spent, how I'm going to pay it down, whether it'll be a month I pay it down, 2 months to 3 months, depending on I take the lowest bill and I pay the lowest bill off. So if I have a bill for $100, I pay it off. Then I take that $100, I move to the next bill. I say I'm going to pay this $500 bill off in 2 payments, $250 and $250, boom. But that's me. So I have a budget book. Now I'm going to go get me an investment book. and see how to figure this thing out. I have a tablet. I have plenty of tablets, you know, note tablets and stuff. But I want to get a book and put it all together because I do, you guys. Well, I am going to be a millionaire in 2021. That's just a fact. I am going to be a millionaire. You know, I receive it, I confirm it, and it's there. I just have to get on my grind to make sure that I become that millionaire, and I'm well on my way. I'm well on my way. So I want you all to be millionaires as too. I will donate $100 to put in a pot for us to invest. Thank you, Boss's Channel. We have to look. We have to see what's going on. I wish my parents would have taught me about investing when I was younger. Me too. Me too. And my mom and dad didn't teach me about investment. But, you know, I got married pretty young, and my husband taught me a little bit then. I didn't pay any attention to it because I knew he had us in check and on lock when it came to investment and taking care of his family. There was no doubt. So I never worried about it. Now I worry about it. Not worry about it, but now I'm like all gun ho. And I talked to him yesterday. I was like, hey, you know, this is and I'm just really interested. He said, I know about that. I said, I knew you would know about it. So I just need you to teach me more about it. No problem. Because I already know what you're talking about. So that's a good thing. I've been wearing the long sleeves, my lab coat, face shield, earwear, 3 marks up top of my N95. I don't even hold long conversations anymore. I bought car seat covers to Angela Harrell. Yeah, it's scary. Thank you. I am a millionaire. And you confirmed that for me yesterday. I really enjoyed your meeting. Your mom is awesome. So I was in a meeting with a group of women last night. And, you know, sometimes, God, I hadn't seen my buddy in a while and I was worried. And finally I saw and she invited me to this meeting. And I felt so good. It just wasn't long enough. Even though her and I stayed on the line after the rest left, it wasn't long enough. But it was as if God had sent me there to get confirmation that I was getting lazy. And what I wanted from him was not going to manifest because I wasn't putting the work into it. And so the lady equipped us with different tools. She showed us to make sure that we stay on top of our stay on top of seeing our manifestations and how we see them. So she gave us tools. And it was like God had sent me there because I needed to know that I was lazy. I was being lazy. I knew what my heart desired. I knew what I wanted, but I just wasn't getting up there grinding to get it. It's just like this YouTube. I could be big on YouTube. It's no doubt because I'm here for a purpose and I'm on a mission. But because of my laziness and my non-consistency, it ruins my channel. The more I come on here, see what happens is the more you come on here, the more people look for you. You become connected with them. So it's just like we all are girlfriends and boyfriends, you know, friends like that. I'm talking about girlfriend and boyfriends as in relationship to friends. So you come on every day because you're looking for your friends sometime to talk to because you've gotten used to it. An analogy, if you hear a bird chirping at your window every day for a year, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you don't hear him chirping, you wonder where that bird is at. What happened to that bird? Something had to happen because I don't see him. I don't hear him chirping anymore. I wonder what happened to that bird. Is the same here. When I go away and I don't be consistent, it's like, I'm not going to go there. She don't come on. What happened to her? I haven't seen her. Because that's part of me being lazy. I need to be consistent. I need to commit myself to my YouTube channel in order for it to grow. I should have been well ahead of where I'm at right now on this YouTube thing. And I realize that I'm in a negative space. I'm a positive person in a negative space. So it's hard for me to grow. But nothing is impossible with God. If I just focus and do his will, come down here and do what I'm supposed to do, I will grow. Eventually, the bad people or the messiness, it'll eventually go away and my focus won't even be there. Because when you grow and you elevate, everyone can't go. No need to try to take everyone. They just can't go. And that's a fact because they're not supposed to. So you start shedding some of those people, some of those ideas. When you start talking different, then people leave because you're talking different. You're walking different. You want different. And they can see that in you. You don't have to tell them, you don't have to come down here every day. Oh, I'm going to be different. Oh, I'm going to do this. Nope, don't say nothing. Just walk your walk. They'll see the difference. And then you'll shed people. You'll shed the negative people. And then only the positive people who really support you and who really want to see you win and be a part of you winning, they'll be the ones that'll stay around. And that's a fact. And that's what I need to focus on, my commitment, my consistency. So I went to that meeting yesterday. Those women really jump-started me. Excuse me. What is my vision? You need to know what your vision is. As far as this financial thing, what is your vision with this finance? Do you envision leaving something for your children, your grandchildren? Do you envision being a millionaire? What do you envision? How are you going to get there? Every day you need to come down there, or you need to go wherever you go and you work towards being that millionaire. Every day you need to work towards being that millionaire, if that's what you want to be. If you want to be a doctor, every day you have to work towards being a doctor. That's a fact. You have to grind. And that lady told me, you're not grinding, you're lazy. So if you be lazy, this will be your result. What you want will never manifest. That's what she told me. She didn't even know. That's what she told me. And I received it and said, I want to see my manifestation. So now I have to grind. So that's that. We need you, Mz.Teavalocity. We can learn a lot from you. Thank you, Angela, for being a great supporter, baby. Thank you. And Sephora C, because I never forgot how we started. I really appreciate you supporting me, sis, because I never forget how we started out. A 403B, I'll be making the killing from Vanguard. Yeah, go over there, Shadea. Ask them to help you. Wherever that's at, ask them to help them. Let's see, Angela. At Angela, you can start small, like 2%, and see how it grows. My retirement plan always help me. If I feel like I'm losing money, they will tell me when to move it. Plus, they are polite. Wow, that's what's up. And another thing, too, you can call wherever your 401k is or your 403B or whatever investment plan you have, and you can see how much money you have there. No matter it depends on how long you've been there. You have that cash flow. Remember, I told you have that cash flow where the money you have gained from interest and dividends and all that stuff, and that's your cash flow. You may have money sitting in your cash flow that you could take out and you won't be penalized. If you have a big 401k or 403b, you can take money out of there and won't be penalized now due to the C-19 pandemic. So be smart. Go seek. Where do I have money at? Where do I have an extra $200 or $300 at? Where do I have an extra $500? Well, I'm gonna take this $1,000. I'll just take a chance because I could stand it. Because if I have $150,000 in my retirement, I can tell them to take out $1,000. Hey, what's that? You know what I mean? We have to look for the money. The Boss's Channel said, right. Sephora C said, once I heard you speak, you snapped me back into reality. I felt like I was under a spell. You tell me that all the time, and that's a good thing, Sephora C. And I'm glad that you support me. I appreciate your support, love. Plus, it puts you in a lower tax bracket because they take the money before taxes. Exactly, Shadia. Before taxes. Put in what you want to get out of it. Exactly. The Boss's Channel. Angela Harrell, a guy told me that why would I give it to the IRS instead of paying myself first? Yeah, pay yourself first. If you can pay yourself 10% first of your paycheck, take that and invest yourself. You know, we got a lot of money sitting in investments and they invest in our money, but we need to learn how are they investing our money. We need to become the investors as well. Even though they are professional and they experts and they do the investment with, we still need to learn how to invest on our own. Take some of that money and go over and invest yourself. Yes, that's what I did, but I hear what Boss Lady said. Don't let it be a dead money. Oh, the Boss's Channel. You mean the Boss's Channel? Yeah, she's really good too, guys. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you find gems and nuggets in the littlest places. I know we used to big people, big content creators, and I know that it's hard to compete with them. So you don't compete where you don't compare. And that's true with some of these big channels. But the nuggets are really in the outliners. That's what they call them, outliners. That's where you find true nuggets that will help you. I know the dragging, the drama, the beefing, the entertainment is entertainment and we like that. But go to some of the outliners. I've dropped a lot of people. I dropped a couple of people video. Take a minute to watch those videos so you can learn. See, because here's the reality of it all. When you Cash App Super Chat, yeah, they not gonna like this one. When you Cash App and Super Chat and you click on the like button or the unlike, it's all engagement, or you click on that like, you're paying them. If they're monetized, you're paying them to entertain or whatever you're getting out of it. And that's fine and dandy because that's what this YouTube is about. But you need to pull away and pay yourself. Pay yourself. Sit down and research and do whatever you have to do to pay yourself first before you pay other people. That's just some advice. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. I've been on here a whole hour. But please don't forget to visit the Boss's Channel. She's helping people with real estate, banknotes. She's into some Forex. I haven't looked into that, so I can't really expound on it, but she knows some stuff about real estate. She dropping gems over there. Now, like I said, you have to go to some of the outliners to get some real gems that will help you elevate in your life. Okay? It's not always these big content creators. You have to go outside of the box. Now, remember that. So please go check out the Boss's Channel. Butterfly Pretty Stay Fly. She didn't come on this morning, but she has Morning Joe, and they've been pretty good. So she's on at 8 o'clock. Butterfly Stay Fly. If you haven't subscribed to her, check her out. That's why I moved my time too. Because see, if I say I want to see you win, I mean that. And I'll try what I could do to help you. Not that I'm a huge content creator, because I don't get a lot of thank you, Teach and Learn. Be blessed, sweetheart. Talk to you in a few. I'll talk to you. I forgot what I was gonna say. See, that's why I don't read the chat. But anywho, yeah, Butterfly Pretty Stay Fly. So make sure you check her out, you guys. We know the big people are out there, but then we have other people out there that's trying to get there. When I say I want to see you win, I mean I want to see you win. And I will do what I can do to help you win. So I don't mind shouting out people and stuff like that, because I want them really to win. And they know you get monetized when you get 1,000 people. You still have to earn other stuff, and you have to hold your audience. But if you could just give them a subscribe, that would help her get towards her 1,000, subscribers to at least be monetized and go from there. It's her job to hold it. It's just my job to support her and shout her out as a sister. That's all, or another YouTuber. And it's bigger people that can do the job. But what happens when you do, when some bigger people shout you out, you have to be real careful with that. And some of them do it genuine. Bree did it for me genuinely. She just saw something she liked and she shouted me out. Official D Spot did it for Butterfly genuinely. I'm just saying this. Sometimes people do that and they expect you to align with them. And if you're doing something different, then you can't hold your own audience. If you come in here beefing, dragging, that's the way you're going to have to stay. It's going to be very, very difficult for you when you say to yourself, damn, I'm really not that person. Man, I don't want to get down here and cuss somebody out. I don't want to be on somebody's platform because I don't want to do that drama. I don't want to drag. I don't want to roast and gag. It'll be very hard for you to change, to pivot, because that's what you jumped into. And once you start jumping into that and doing that, that's their expectation for you. Now that's not with everybody, but sometimes that's with some people. And that's just a fact. But remember, do our homework assignment. Let's come back and talk about next week. I want everyone to have a safe and blessed weekend. If you see your king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see your queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. They are our joint heirs. Our future is so, so important for them to inherit something from us. That's God's word. That's not our word. We his joint heirs. They our joint heirs. It's plenty that God has left us to inherit. We just need to go out there and inherit it. But make sure you leave something for your princes and your princesses. They are joint heirs, our future. Be a blessing and not a bother. It doesn't take much to bless someone. It doesn't take much. A simple hello. How are you? You look beautiful today. I like your hair. I like your hat. Hey, can I grab that cup of coffee for you? I'll get that door. I'll get these bags. I'll put them in your car. Whatever the blessing may be, you just never know when you blessing someone with a simple dollar. I'll give you this dollar. That's God's word. You bless someone, I will bless you 10, 100-fold. And I believe God. I stand on his word. He said, if I bless him, he's going to bless me 100-fold. Sometimes that 100-fold become 1,000-fold. It just depends on how God wants to bless you. So bless someone today. Be safe. Remember, we have something going on at C19. Make sure you guys be safe. Wear your mask. Stay your distance. Use your sanitizer. And if you can, stay indoors. There's a lot going on. Peace, and I'll see you guys. Catch you on the flip side.